Andrew, and I want to thank you so much for taking this leap of faith and joining this group to learn more about investing and taking charge of your investment journey and your investment uh, life ahead. So, today I'll be talking about webinar one, and what I'll be covering is this: why world's easiest portfolio, the importance of investing right now, how to start investing right now, and what exactly to do and what you will be doing at a brokerage firm. So, just want to give you a preamble first, a short intro about what I'm going to share with you over the next few weeks. So, I'm not promising to make you a millionaire in a few months. And anyone that promises you that ridiculous claim, you should just run away as fast as possible because nothing legitimate in this world exists that will give you such absurd returns, even though it sounds really good. Because if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So another thing is that a lot of videos out there, educational videos, investment videos, materials, online materials, they're all about 1 hour, 2 hours long, and by the half an hour point, I've fallen asleep. So I'll try to keep all my videos to 15 to 30 minutes as much as possible to keep it concise, succinct, and efficient for everyone to listen to. And lastly is that I feel that a lot of people nowadays, especially in the investment world, talk in very complex jargons and terms. And I'll attempt to keep things as simple as possible. Yep. So, why the world's easiest portfolio? Well, it's because it's the most simple strategy that I found that anybody can use, and it has very little risk attached with it. And you will learn this concept well over the next few weeks. And granted, this might not be the best, fanciest, most amazing, revolutionary strategy that you've seen, like professionals who do it and everything. But it is a simple one that has worked for me, and I'm sure it will work for you too if you follow and abide by the principles and strategies that I'll be sharing with you over the next few weeks. So, and I started this because I found that people around me either didn't know how to invest, didn't know how to get started, or they've gone for so many courses that essentially they don't know how to start or don't have one good way to start and say with conviction that it is a good strategy. So this is a simple strategy that I've used and I believe it can work for you as well. So here's one thing you have to take away if you don't take away anything else from today's webinar. And that is you have to invest right now. And that is because investing is important and we must all do it. And it's not for those seemingly knowledgeable people or wealthy investment bankers who know how to crunch numbers and look at data charts and everything. Everyday folk like us have to invest as well because of one simple key reason, and that is we have to invest to beat inflation. So inflation is the rise in prices of daily goods. So at the same time, the real purchasing value of your money drops every year because of inflation. So if you have $100 in the bank right now, every year that $100 drops to $97, given that that year has an inflation of 3%. So actually your money isn't that safe after all if you leave it in the bank. Instead, you need to get your money to work hard for you, just like how you're on your jobs and working hard for money now. Money needs to be your slave, and it needs to make money, it needs to make returns for you uh, outside of your job, so that you can beat inflation every year. So now you know that you have to invest to beat inflation, and you have to invest because you want your money to work hard for you. So how do you actually start investing right now? So the first and most fundamental thing that you need is to open a stock brokerage account at a brokerage firm. So if you Google Singapore brokerage firms, you'll find a long, long list of brokerage firms like Poems, DBS Vickers, UOB Kay Hian, and the list goes on. So then you ask me, does the choice of brokerage really matter? Well, not really, because the brokerage scene is extremely competitive in Singapore and rates are really low for most. So to keep things short, the brokerage I use is Poems, and I recommend you use them too because they have really low rates, commission rates, fees. They have a really good website interface, easy to use, easy to understand, and they have introductory seminars, live events for newbie investors, beginner investors to teach all of you how to use the platform, what are stocks, what are bonds, what is investing, what are CFDs. And I went for a lot of these talks myself. And I realized that they were really good, getting me interested, getting me on the right path to investing. So in short, I recommend Poems. But of course, most people will say, oh, I want the best. I want to compare them all, like Singapore, typical kanchong. So therefore, I will send you all two links to websites, good websites that I found. And this website will show you a table of comparison of all the brokerage firms in Singapore. And from there, you can go and compare and contrast and see which brokerage firms you ultimately want to settle with. So as long as these brokerage firms have low cost, they have access to major markets like US, UK, and you like the website interface and it's easy to use, easy to understand, then it should be fine. You don't need to worry too much about the right brokerage account because it is just a tool, and the real weapon that will determine how much you make in terms of your investment profits is your mind and your knowledge and how you use the account. So when you go down to a brokerage firm or one of their centers, it's really simple actually. I just took my IC down to Poems and I told them I want to open an account. And straight away, they got me to sign a few forms here and there, and I was done. In about 2 weeks to about a month's time, my account was set up. And in this process, you'll be opening two accounts, crucially. The stock brokerage account number 1 and the CDB account number 2. So the stock brokerage account is for you to buy, sell, trade investment products like stocks, bonds, and so on and so forth, where you can see the prices, graphs, charts, data on all these investment products. The CDP account, on the other hand, you open simultaneously, and it is like a storage space for your stocks. So if I have 100 shares of DBS and I buy them through the stock brokerage account, once I obtain them, they are stored in the CDP account, and they are well protected there, because if the stock brokerage firm goes bankrupt and loses all their money, the stocks are still safe with you in the CDP account. So just a general information, but of course, most fundamentally, you do need to open a stock brokerage account with a brokerage firm. So now that I've told you that it's so important to invest, to beat inflation, to make your money work for you, and you know that it is so simple to start investing just by opening a stock brokerage account, you have to do it right now, because investing, this notion of investing is not it's not about buying and selling at the right time, but in the long term, it is about when you enter the market. The earlier you enter the market, the earlier you invest, the more time and compound interest will be your ally to lead your investment portfolio to have exponential growth. And this is the key for long-term investing. By starting early, even if it's a small amount, that small amount will grow exponentially over the years, over the decades, so that when you reach retirement, that investment portfolio will be enormous and you don't have to worry about not having enough money late in your later years. So go down to a brokerage firm today or this week and go and set up an account straight away, because it is so simple and it's free. It's absolutely free. There's no monthly maintenance fee or anything that's similar to bank accounts. And if in the worst case scenario, if you choose not to invest at all, which is something that is highly unrecommended, you still have the account there anytime you wish to change your mind, and it doesn't cost you a single cent. So please open an account straight away, because only by opening an account and applying the lessons that I'll be sharing with you the next few weeks in real-time practice for you on your own computer, on your own brokerage accounts, you can see the real impact, and you can therefore generate real profits and returns for yourself through these accounts, instead of me just talking and giving a theory lesson like a typical lecture in university, and after you forget about it. So please open a brokerage account, and once you do that, you'll be totally ready for next Tuesday's webinar, which I'll be talking about the most common investment instruments, stocks and bonds. And I'll be sharing with you how you can benefit from buying stocks and bonds, how they work. And if you have a brokerage account by then, that will be great. But it will probably take some time to set up the account. So in time, you'll be able to buy the stocks and bonds on your own brokerage account and make your own real profits and returns. So I do hope that this short webinar today was a really liked one, and you have learned the basics of investing, how to start investing, why you need to invest right now. And for all those people who aren't live on the group watching this now, there will be a replay uploaded with the slides so that you can view this video at your own convenience. And thank you so much, and I hope to see you all soon.